What is the primary purpose of Microsoft Entra conditional access? A. To provide a secure way to manage user identities and access to resources. B. To monitor network traffic and detect potential threats. C. To create virtual machines and manage cloud infrastructure. D. To develop and deploy applications in the cloud. The correct answer is A. To provide a secure way to manage user identities and access to resources. Microsoft Entra Conditional Access is designed to provide a secure way to manage user identities and access to resources. It is not primarily focused on monitoring network traffic, managing cloud infrastructure, or developing applications. Which of the following scenarios best illustrates the use of conditional access policies? A company wants to ensure that only users from specific IP addresses can access sensitive data. B. A developer needs to deploy a new application to the cloud. C. An IT team needs to monitor server performance and uptime. D. A business wants to create a new virtual network for its services. The correct answer is A. A company wants to ensure that only users from specific IP addresses can access sensitive data. Conditional access policies are used to control access to resources based on specific conditions, such as IP addresses. Deploying applications, monitoring server performance, and creating virtual networks are not related to conditional access. What is a common condition that can be used in a conditional access policy? A user's device compliance status. B. The amount of data stored in a database. C. The number of virtual machines running in a subscription. D. The type of operating system used by a virtual machine. The correct answer is A. User's device compliance status. A common condition in conditional access policies is the user's device compliance status. The amount of data, number of virtual machines, and type of operating system are not typical conditions used in conditional access policies. How can conditional access policies enhance security in an organization? By restricting access to resources based on user and device conditions. B. By providing detailed analytics on application performance. C. By automating the deployment of cloud resources. D. By offering a platform for developing and testing applications. The correct answer is A. By restricting access to resources based on user and device conditions. Conditional access policies enhance security by restricting access to resources based on user and device conditions. Providing analytics, automating deployment, and offering development platforms are not functions of conditional access. Which best practice should be followed when implementing conditional access policies? Start with a report-only mode to understand the impact of policies. B. Immediately enforce strict policies without testing. C. Apply the same policy to all users regardless of their role. D. Disable multi-factor authentication to simplify access. The correct answer is A. Start with a report-only mode to understand the impact of policies. Starting with a report-only mode helps understand the impact of policies before enforcement. Enforcing strict policies without testing, applying the same policy to all users, and disabling multi-factor authentication are not recommended practices. A company wants to ensure that only compliant devices can access its corporate resources. Which conditional access policy condition should they configure? A device compliance status. B. User's email address. C. The region from which the user is accessing. D. The time of day the user is accessing the resources. The correct answer is A. Device compliance status. To ensure only compliant devices can access resources, the company should configure the device compliance status condition. User's email address, region, and time of day are not directly related to device compliance.